Hi there, I'm Janet. Welcome back. So today I want to talk to you about color. Now, the last video is going to lead into this video. They're going to come together a wee bit because color is something that's, again, really quite important with the flow that we talked about last time. It may be that you've already decided that you want white shutters, which is brilliant because probably that's what I would probably talk you into. And I'll tell you why. We actually have an assortment of colors, a massive array of colors that you can choose from. And they can all be lovely. This one I've seen that is gorgeous. That one I've seen that's gorgeous. And that one I've seen that's gorgeous. But I would never suggest them. And I'll tell you why. Again, this is going to go back to interior design. And what I always suggest, there in the US years and years ago, there was a big fad where they would do, like, let's say, a black sink and a black tub and a black toilet and, that kind of thing. But what happens is that fad goes out and you're stuck with that color. So let me give you a little bit of another example. I had, well, here's the rule. Let me go back to tell you the rule that I go by with interior design. The more permanent something is and the more expensive something is, the more I keep it neutral. Now, you might even say, well, gray's neutral, and you'd be correct. But I have had, with the hotels, sometimes I would be stuck with these certain colors, and mauve, which I think you say over here, mauve, used to be a big color. So we had put in mauve carpet, and that was fine. It was great, but I then had to work around that carpet for a really long time. And so, because, the bedspreads would wear out, so we'd get rid of those. And, but I had to still continually work around this mauve carpet. And it had been outdated, but the carpet hadn't worn out. In fact, it's kind of funny. My grandma, she got this really expensive carpet that was olive green. Some of you might remember olive green being popular. She loved it, and it was so expensive that she had that stuff for probably 50 years and couldn't bear to change that out. And that's kind of, even if you think of gray as being a neutral color, which it is, but sometimes the neutrals change. So do you remember when it was more the tans and the browns and all of that, which still, neutrals can be still fairly popular, even the brown and the gray. Right now, gray's a little more popular than the brown. But the thing is, you're still stuck with it if in something like this, because this is an investment. These shutters are going to last a long time. Hopefully, they're going to be there until the rest of ever. And so you want to kind of plan for that, right? And now here's the thing too. I have seen shutters that are that darker gray that I showed you. Lovely, just stunning. But I wouldn't ever get that because in maybe 5 years, that's usually what I found with when I did the interior design for different projects that I got. I knew I would probably that color would have to last that long. So you might get 7, possibly 10 years would be stretching it, but realize your shutters are going to last for a really, really long time. So you don't want to put in a color that's going to possibly go out of style or that you're going to get tired of, where you won't with white. White's just a neutral color that you've got the whole spectrum to change around. It's kind of like a plant or like grass. You don't even know that it's there. It's never going to be offensive. This green plant color, you're never going to say, I can't stand that green plant color. That's what you want to think about with the shutters and the white color. As beautiful and as stunning as they can be in other colors. And I'll talk to you about stains in another video. Again, fantastic. But I would still caution you to really think about that. If you've got a lot of money and that wouldn't be an issue for you and you want something just really eye-catching, go with it. But if not, I would just say really stick with the neutral color because you'll be safe from then on. I also wanted to talk to you about something from the last video when we've talked about colors, because what I would do, instead of maybe doing the stains, that really beautiful kind of gray color that's so popular, paint your walls. Walls are so easy to paint, and change those. And that's where you want to do the trendy things. Do that in something that's less expensive and easier to change out, where the shutters are going to be around, hopefully, just for as long as you want to keep them, which I think is going to be forever, because that's another great thing about shutters. They have been around. I got my first window covering of shutters over 30 years ago. And they just get more and more popular every year. So they're not going to go out of style and they're not going to wear out. So you want to be thinking with that then. Usually 95% of the people want white anyway. So that's probably what you'll want. But what I was going to say too, carrying over from the last video on flow, because I didn't want you to think that in every room you've got to have white shutters and no drapes, and all of the color will be neutral. It won't. The shutters are going to be what, if you take those throughout your house, that's what is going to keep the flow. And then you can put some drapes in different rooms, and because of the shutters, they will flow from room to room, right? It's kind of another thing that you might consider is, let's say you're going to have wood floors and you have those throughout your house. See, that one thing alone will carry the flow through if you'll stick kind of with the same theme. And that's the same with the shutters. So keep that in mind. But that would be my suggestion to you on the colors, is keep it neutral. You can't go wrong with that. Okay, see you next time. Bye for now.